Hey everyone, welcome to Finance with Avern. If you're new here, I'm Avern, and today I'm diving into the topic that can help you grow your savings faster. I'm talking about the Ivy Bank High Yield Savings Account. With the possibility of so many high interest rates out there, finding the right place to park your money has never been more important. So what makes Ivy Bank stand out from the crowd? I'm going to tell you about it in this review and overview videos with a lot of details, and the video is going to be organized into sections, and those sections are going to be the main features, the APY annual percentage yield and interest rate, deposits and withdrawals, fees and limits, mobile app reviews, new account eligibility, and about Ivy Bank itself. And that's how I'm going to have it organized. You can jump to whatever section that interests you the most, check out the whole video, come back and check out a certain section, however you want to do it. And before we get into the details, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for the notifications on all things personal finance here at Finance with Avern. All right, let's get started. So as you see right here on the main page for Ivy Bank, the high yield savings account, I'm going to go over some of the main features that they are promoting with this account because there are very important features and requirements for this account that need to be noted up front. First thing you see right there probably attracts you is that 5.30% APY. That is a nice high yield for sure. This is definitely a high yield savings account, way better than the point law, I call it, the 0.01, the 0.1, the 0.5, all that stuff that's out there at the brick and mortar banks with the savings accounts. Those interest rates, if you're earning that, I'm not saying like get this account right here, Ivy Bank for sure. It's maybe an account you want. I do several videos about high yield savings accounts. I do ranking videos every other month or so. I'll leave a link down in the description. And I do in-depth detailed review and overview videos about specific high yield savings accounts as well, where you can get these 4 point something percent, 5 point something percent, way better than 0.1 or 1.1 or anything like that. So yeah, you see right there at 5.30%. I'm going to get into more detail of that in the APY and interest rate section. But one thing you see below that, this rate is guaranteed through 9/30/2024, and that makes this account stand out from any other high yield savings account I've seen, where normally savings accounts APYs and interest rates are variable, which means they could change at any moment, in a week, in a day, later that day. However, it's like you refresh the page, it could change. It's variable. They're not guaranteeing these high yields for any certain time. Now, in the past year, these interest rates have been on the rise, and there have definitely been increases in interest rates and APYs. If you've been following my channel, been checking out my videos, then you've noticed it, and I've shown you that, like graphs, and I've shown you comparisons on whether or not rates have came down or gone up for savings accounts. And I've even done a video on the Fed funds rates effect on CD and savings accounts. I'll leave a link down in the description for that as well if you want to check that out. So yeah, that's one thing that definitely stands out with this account. This rate of 5.30% is guaranteed until September 30th, 2024. So you know for sure that APY is not going to go lower up until September 30th, 2024. And that's great right there. That's definitely great. Another one of the main features of this account, it is FDIC insured. That is very important. That's the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which is going to protect your funds in this account up to $250,000. If something were to happen to Ivy Bank, that, made it collapse, go under, or something, anything like that, that independent agency of the federal government, FDIC, is going to step in and pretty much make you whole again, get your funds back to you, whether you had $100,000, $50,000, $10,000, $200,000, whatever it is, up until that amount, they'll come in and pretty much get your money back to you. So you don't have to worry about, hey, this is an online savings account. I don't know much about it. I'm worried my money's going to disappear, something like that. Maybe I saw a little bad news about something, or somebody's tweeted or X'd or something in a post about it or something. Definitely do your own research. Don't just take anybody's word for something they just post online or something like that, especially something like this. But, read the articles, whatever you want to do. But know for sure that this is FDIC insured, and they have a trusted partnership, they say, with over 190 years of financial success with the FDIC insurance. And I'll tell you more about Ivy Bank's background in that section of the video. So yeah, definitely an important feature right there. Also, with this account being an online savings account, they have a mobile banking app. So they have an app available in the Apple and Google Play App Store. So depending on what kind of device, operating system you have, you can access your account on the go, on your phone, wherever you're at, you have a connection, check out your account, do some of the features within the account. And I'm going to go over some of the reviews in that section. So you got convenient features that help you bank from your device. Like I stated, with that mobile app, you can do certain things with it and on the computer, just, in the palm of your hand, on your desk, however you want to do it, to access your account, move money around, things like that. And speaking about moving money around, I'll talk about transfers and withdrawals in that section more, but you can definitely transfer funds from your Ivy Bank account to external bank accounts. So you have an account with Citibank, with SoFi, Ally, Capital One, Discover, whoever you have an account with, you can transfer funds to and from that account to and from the Ivy Bank account. Another thing that stands out with this account is that there is a $2,500 minimum opening balance requirement. And with opening this account, it doesn't take long to open an account. They say you can apply for the account in minutes. So it's not going to take a long time. Very easy, simple to apply for this account online. And with that $2,500, that's also the minimum balance required to earn that APY of 5.30%. I'll tell you more about that in the APY interest rate section, but you have to have at least $2,500 to earn that 5.30% APY. Another neat thing that this account has with Ivy Bank is that you have money management tools. As you see right there on the screen, you got the colored graphs and charts to help you manage your money, help get things organized. And with the money management tools, you can link other accounts that you have. So, your checking accounts, your other accounts you have, to pretty much get a breakdown of your spending, visualization of the subcategories and the categories across all of your accounts, pretty much set up your financial picture right there on your dashboard that you can see. You can set and manage budget, view your net worth, manage debts, and uncover trends. So you can see where your income is going, track your income over a certain range, 3 months, 9 months, 6 months, 12 months, or however. So yeah, they have a very neat tool right there with their money management system that can help you get more organized with your finances, help you reach your goals. Some people like that, it helps them see where they're spending too much at, see where they can move money from at, see where they can save more at. So that is neat right there, because it's not just with the Ivy Bank savings account, because for it, you're mostly going to be putting money into it, hopefully, and gaining interest. But you can link this to your other accounts to see where you're spending, what's going on with it. So yeah, that is one thing that really stands out with Ivy Bank, is that they have money management tools. You have some bank accounts out there that have similar kind of tools like this, and then you have some accounts and banks out there, financial institutions, that don't have any kind of money management tools. So yeah, Ivy Bank has that, which is one of the main features that I wanted to talk about in this section. And now that I've gone over some of the main features for this Ivy Bank account, I'm going to get more into detail about the APY and interest rate. So with that APY, the annual percentage yield, 5.30%, it is staggering, one of the highest. It's in the top 5 of high yield savings accounts out there. Like I stated earlier in the video, I do ranking videos of the top 10 savings accounts ranked by APY every other month or so, and this Ivy Bank account has definitely been in that list, in the top 5 section, near the top. And you see right there, 5.30% APY, very nice, and that's guaranteed through September 30th, 2024. So typically APYs for savings accounts are variable, which means they can change at any moment. Now this APY is still variable, however, it's fixed pretty much until September 30th, 2024. So they're guaranteeing an APY of at least 5.30% all the way to September 30th, 2024. So you have kind of some peace of mind there, knowing that your APY is not going to drop next month, next week, or anything like that, because that's somewhat been, I won't say necessarily a hard trend right there, but something I've definitely noticed with doing, the videos every other month or so, the ranking videos, and just being in this field of high yield savings accounts and APYs, that's what this channel is about, personal finance. So I'm in it, I see it, I read the articles, everything. There's a slight trend going on of high yield savings accounts just being stagnant, just kind of staying at the same rate that they've been for the past several months, and also of some of them lowering their APYs. I've definitely seen that. There have been several financial institutions that have lowered the APY of their high yield savings accounts in the past few months. So with that going on, it's definitely good to see somewhat of a guarantee of a high yield. There's been a couple of accounts here and there that have raised their APY in the past few months, but there's definitely more accounts that have lowered than raised their APY in the past few months. So with this Ivy Bank high yield savings account, you have 5.30% guaranteed through September 30th, 2024. Now, after that, what they'll do, who knows? They may extend that, because Ivy Bank has had this guarantee for their APY previously. They had a high yield on their savings account. I believe it was 5.30 still at that time, or 5.20, 5 point something. I'll put it up on the screen because it was in my ranking video. But yeah, they guaranteed that high yield through, I believe, June 30th, 2024. So they've done this before, where they had a high yield and they guaranteed it through a certain date, and they have this going on now, which is very neat, makes it definitely stand out from other high yield savings accounts. So yeah, that APY 5.30%, and to earn that APY of 5.30%, which is an interest rate of 5.16%, to earn that you have to have at least $2,500 or more in this savings account. If you have less than that $2,500, from like $10 to $2,499.99, as you see on the screen, if you have something in between that amount, then your APY and interest rate is only going to be 0.05%. So very paltry, very low. So this is definitely an account for somebody that has at least $2,500 to save, because if you got less than that, then that 0.05% is too low. There's other accounts that have higher yields for lower amounts of money, but there's not a lot of accounts that have this over 5% for, $2,500 or more. So yeah, Ivy Bank, one stipulation of that high yield is that you have to have at least $2,500 or more to earn that high yield of 5.30%. And with the interest and the compounding and everything of it and the paying out of it, the interest is going to be compounded daily and credited to your account monthly. And interest accrued under 0.01 cent will not be considered earned and will not be credited to the account. So this has the daily compounding method of interest. So you're going to get the interest compounding daily, which is better than monthly. There's not a big difference in that. Slight difference is more noticeable with larger amounts of money and over a longer periods of time. But if I had to, if I had to pick one when choosing an account, like if it was the only difference between two accounts was one compounding daily and one compounding monthly, well, I'm going to choose the one that's compounding daily. So yeah, with the Ivy Bank side of its account, the interest is compounding daily and it's going to be credited to your account monthly. So every month you're going to have that interest deposited into your high yield savings account with Ivy Bank. And if you let that interest sit, then you're going to have compound interest where you earn interest not only on your principal amount in your account, but also the interest that you've earned. And hopefully if you're adding more money to your account, every 2 weeks, every week, every month or something like that, then you're going to earn interest on that as well. So you're going to see, as you see on that chart right there, you're going to have interest on your principal amount and interest on your interest that you've earned. And then of course, anything you add to the account, interest on it. So you can just imagine it in your head as you see the graph. Okay, you see the graph on the screen, and close your eyes and imagine your money just going up and to the right. That's what you want. So you see it right there, the visualization. It is there, it is possible. And definitely with a high yield savings account like this. And that's how the interest is compounded and credited. Now, how is the interest calculated? Ivy Bank uses the daily balance method to calculate the interest on your account. This method applies a daily periodic rate to the principal in the account each day. And with the accrual of interest on deposits, the interest begins to accrue on the business day that you deposit the money. And what about interest that's lingering, sitting there, hasn't been paid out, and you're closing your account? So if you close your account before interest is credited, the interest will accrue and be paid through the business day prior to the day an account is closed. And then next up, I want to show you some calculation examples of how much interest you would earn on a certain amount of money with this APY of 5.30%. Now keep in mind, this APY is, yes, somewhat fixed, you could say, through September 30th, 2024. However, it is a variable after that. It can go down to 5.20%, 5.25%, 5%. It may stay at 5.30%, or it may even increase. So a calculation example with this one, if you had $20,000 in this high yield savings account with Ivy Bank for 12 months at that 5.30% APY, after 12 months, the total interest earned will be $1,060. So as you see on the chart right here, you can see the breakdown of the interest compounding. This is an example of if you just had that $20,000 in the account, didn't withdraw any of it, didn't take anything out, and didn't even add any money to it. Just let the interest accrue and be credited on the account every month, and then more interest the next month. So you see that first month, you've got interest of $86.26. Second month, you got interest of $86.63. Next month, interest of $87. And you can see the addition on this column right here of it adding on top of the previous month of interest. On this left column right here, you just see the interest going up. Now you see the interest going up because you're not just gaining interest on that $20,000, you're gaining interest on that $20,000 plus the interest that was paid out from the previous month. So as you see on month 3, you're getting that interest of $87 on a balance of $20,172.89, and so on and so on. So you see the interest increasing. That first month, you earned $86.26 of interest. By the end of this 12-month span right here, that last month, the 12th month, you got interest of $90.44. So not a big difference, but it's compounding. It's more interest. That's free money basically right there. And if you had a larger balance, then that's going to be more interest. Let it go on for longer, that's going to be more interest. So that is just somewhat of a breakdown. Let's say for just 3 months. So 3 months, $20,000 at 5.30% APY, that's a total interest earned of $259.89. Still some compounding going on there. And you know what will make this grow even more? If you put in regular deposits of a certain amount of money. So let's say you're going to deposit an additional $200 every month to this $20,000. And we're going to go back to 12 months here. So total interest earned is going to be $1,117.76, which is, more than that $1,060 because you're not earning just interest on that $20,000 plus the previous months of interest. You're earning it on that plus that additional $200 that you're depositing. So you see the interest going up even more. So you saw before how it was 80, by the end of that 12 months, it was like $90 worth of interest you were getting. Well, now you see with that addition of $200 each month being deposited, that interest on that 12 months is $100.13. So yeah, more money, more compounding, more interest. And one last thing I wanted to touch on in this APY and interest rate section is the APY-E. So this is on their frequently asked questions section of their website. It's a question that states, what does APY-E mean on my statement? So APY-E, annual percentage yield earned, is an annualized rate that reflects the total amount of dividends, interest in this case, earned for the interest period, and stated as a percent based on the actual average daily balance in the account. Unlike APY, which assumes no deposits or withdrawals are made over a 12-month period, APYE is impacted by both deposits and withdrawals made during the period reflected on the periodic statements. On leap years, the APY-E listed in January and February statements may differ as calculations are based on 366 days. So just wanted to talk about that a little bit, show you that, because when you see that APY-E, you may be thinking like, what is this? This isn't APY, is this something else? Is this not earning APY or interest? What is this? That is what that means on there. So nothing really big or major or anything, just something you'll see that something what different. Not all bank accounts, high yield savings accounts will list that on their statements. So I just wanted to tell you about that. So yeah, just wanted to give you a few examples of that APY 5.30% earning interest on different amounts of money in this APY and interest rate section of the video. All right, and that's it for the APY and interest rate section. Let's get into some information about deposits and withdrawals, because of course that is important, how to get your money into this account and how to get your money out of this account. Now, very important when it comes to transfer limits transactions. Now, transfers and withdrawals from Ivy Bank savings accounts are limited to a total of 6 per calendar month. So you can only have 6 transactions per calendar month with this Ivy Bank savings account. So that is something to definitely keep in mind when it comes to transfers and withdrawals. There is a limited total amount of 6 per calendar month. So as you see right here, there are multiple ways to deposit funds into your Ivy Bank savings account. First way you see right here is e-transfer, which is an electronic or external transfer. You've definitely likely done this before when you transfer money from one bank account to another bank account at a different financial institution. That is an e-transfer, electronic transfer, external transfer. Banks call them different things, but it's pretty much the same thing. So yeah, this account, you can do that as well. You can transfer money from another bank account to this bank account at Ivy Bank. And there are a couple ways to link your external bank account to your bank account at Ivy Bank. You can do it through Plaid. And if you've linked an external bank before with Plaid, then you know what this is. It's the same situation. You log into your other bank account with Plaid, and that way you can transfer money from that other bank account to Ivy Bank. And Plaid's kind of like the intermediary. They're like the middleman kind of. So yeah, you can link it that way. And then another way you can link your external bank account is through a manual entry, using your bank account number and your routing number from that other bank account. So simple as that. You don't have to link it through Plaid and log in that way. If you don't want to do that, you can link it with just your bank account and your routing number. Sometimes there'll be kind of like a verification process where they'll, deposit a small amount, like a few cents, 15 cents, 13 cents, something like that, and they'll have you verify what's the amount that they deposited into your accounts, like 2 small micro deposits. And if you've done external bank account linking before, you likely know what this is as well. So that's one way they'll do it. After you get your information, after you put your information in, your bank account number, routing number, they'll make 2 small micro deposits and have you verify, just to make sure, like, hey, okay, that person has the bank account number and routing number, but do they have the credentials, and everything to log into that account and everything? So that's one way that a bank account would check to make sure you have that. So that's the e-transfer. The other way you can make deposits into this account is through mobile deposit. So mobile check deposit. You can take a picture of a check, the front and back, and typically for the back section, they'll have you sign it and put something like for mobile deposit only, or for mobile deposit at this specific bank only and everything. They'll tell you that within the app, but just follow the steps. You can do a mobile check deposit and have those funds deposited into your savings account with Ivy Bank. Another way you can make deposits into your account is through domestic wire transfer. And I'll talk more about the fees and limits that are related to that in the fees and limits section of this video. But yeah, that is another way you can deposit funds to this account via domestic wire transfer. And also you can mail a deposit in. So you can mail a check in to Ivy Bank and have it deposited into your account. That's, I would say, the least likely way that a lot of people are going to be depositing funds into this account, but it is a possible way for people that want to do that, because a lot of people, they're going to do the mobile check deposit if they have a check to deposit into their account, and it's seamless, it's pretty quick. I really like mobile check deposit, especially because for these online savings accounts, these online banks, you don't have a physical location to actually go to and hand them a check and say, hey, I want to deposit this into my account. And with mail, yeah, it's a good chance it's going to get there, but then you got to worry about, okay, it's going to get lost, how long is it going to take, oh, there's a delay, so on forth and so forth. But it's there for you. Mobile check deposit, take a picture, you keep the check. Usually I hold on to it and everything to make until the funds actually, clear and everything, deposit into the account. And then you could, shred the check, whatever, get rid of it, however you want to get rid of it. And boom, it's right there in your account. The funds are. And another way to make deposits to your Ivy Bank savings account is via direct deposit. So you may have this set up already through your employer with your savings account or checking account, however you have it set up already. You can get paid and have that deposit, either your whole check or part of your check, a percentage of it, a certain amount of it, to your Ivy Bank savings account. They have a form right here that you can print out and then fill out and give to your employer. A lot of employers have some kind of internal website where you can enter information, change your personal information and your bank account information for your direct deposit. You can do that there as well. And you see the Ivy Bank routing number. Of course, you'll need that in your bank account number. Entering it online, via your internal website with your employer, you'll need your bank account number and your Ivy Bank routing number. And there's the routing number right there. It's on the form for the direct deposit, and it's also going to be within the app and online. You can log in and get that in your bank account as well. It's going to be very important to get that number, and so you could do it that way. You could do it this way with the paper form, or you could do it via your employer's website if that's a possibility and an option for you. So yes, direct deposit, another way you can get funds deposited into your Ivy Bank savings account. So yeah, those are the ways to deposit funds into this Ivy Bank savings account. Now, withdrawing money from this Ivy Bank savings account, you can withdraw money from your account via e-transfer, domestic wire, or treasurer's check. So e-transfer, what I talked about, during the deposit section, you can make withdrawals the same way. So you can withdraw funds from your Ivy Bank savings account and move it back to an external bank account, move it out to Ally, SoFi, Capital One, Discover, Bank of America, Citibank, whatever other account you bank with, because for this Ivy Bank account, you may just want your savings account with Ivy Bank and then have your checking account or another savings account or something else at another bank, and you want to get some money from your Ivy Bank savings account, some of that interest you've earned and everything. Well, that's easy. You could just withdraw it from your account, move it over via e-transfer to another bank account. And so with domestic wire transfer, you could deposit money that way, and you can also withdraw money that way. And then a treasurer's check, you can request a treasurer's check from Ivy Bank. You just go through that process when you log into the account and go through that process of asking for a check for a certain amount. And then whenever that check gets deposited, those funds will come from your Ivy Bank savings account. And it states right here also, withdrawals and transfers made from your account shall only be made payable to one or more of the owners of the account from which the withdrawal or transfer was made. And so basically they're saying, like, when you make a withdrawal or transfer from this Ivy Bank savings account, it can only go to another account that's owned by you as well. So they're going to be checking to make sure, whose name is on this account. So basically be the owner of the other account that you're transferring money to. And then, Ivy Bank will be cool with that, basically. All right. So now you know about deposits and withdrawals. You may be wondering, okay, when are those funds going to be available in my account? I'm in the Understanding Your Deposit Account section of their website in this handbook. And they state right here that their policy is to generally make funds from deposits available to you for withdrawal according to the schedule below. Please remember that even after we made funds available to you and you have withdrawn the funds, you are still responsible for checks you deposit that are returned to us unpaid and for any other problems involving your deposit. For determining the availability of your funds, every day is a business day except Saturdays, Sundays, and federal holidays, except as otherwise provided below with respect to internal transfers between your accounts at Ivy Bank. If we receive your deposit before 7 p.m. Eastern Time on a business day, we will consider that day to be the day we receive your deposit. If we receive your deposit at or after 7 p.m. Eastern Time or on a non-business day, we will consider the deposit to have been received on the next business day. And when opening your deposit, of course, there's that minimum initial deposit requirement they have. And they state that they offer various methods to fund your account at account opening as a part of their online application. It is our general policy to make account opening deposits available on the 4th business day after we receive your deposit. In the section for other deposit transactions, let me make this a little bigger. All right, and they state that funds from deposits made by mobile deposit and by mail are made available to you on the 4th business day after we receive your deposit. Funds from deposits made by internal transfer between your accounts with us are made available on the business day we receive your transfer request. Internal transfer requests received by us before 8 p.m. Eastern Time on a business day will be considered to have been received by us that same business day. Internal transfer requests received by us on or after 8 p.m. Eastern Time on a business day or on a non-business day will be considered to have been received by us on the next business day. So internal transfers are going to be quicker than external transfers and mobile deposits. And that's a typical thing with banks and financial institutions. Moving money around from like a checking account, a savings account, or something within that same bank is going to be quicker than moving money around from an external bank to another bank. And here it is for Ivy Bank, what they state right here from external bank transfers. They state funds from deposits made by e-transfer through our online banking platform are made available to you on the first business day after we receive your deposit, which will generally be the fourth business day after we receive your initial e-transfer request. That's typically about how long it takes. Could be a little quicker than that, could be around that fourth business day, and sometimes that's going to depend on the other bank that you're dealing with their transfer coming from that account to this account. And also they state that funds from electronic deposits made by wire transfer or a third-party ACH originator, such as direct deposits, are made available on the business day we receive your deposit. And also they have kind of a table chart right here you can see for external transfers, which is the e-transfer. How long will it take for my funds to be delivered? They state that transfers generally take 3 to 4 business days to complete, meaning transfer delivery times will vary depending on the day of the week the transfer is created. So when you initiate the transfer in the mobile app or online. The below table outlines the delivery timeline by day of the week. So you can see right here the day you create the transfer, when you initiate it within the app or online, whatever day it may be, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You'll see next to it the day the funds are withdrawn. So the days the funds will be withdrawn. And then next to that, the day the funds will be delivered. Pretty much 2 days out from when the day the funds are withdrawn. And they have a cutoff time. The cutoff to create a transfer is 1 a.m. Eastern time. For example, if a transfer is created before 1 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, it will be considered created on Monday if both days are business days, like not federal holidays. Funds are withdrawn and delivered before business hours on the day listed. An Ivy Bank may delay the delivery date for some customers. We will email you if that happens. Transfers created on a holiday will follow the same timeline as the next business day. And internal bank accounts is a chart for this. As I stated, that's pretty much going to be way quicker than external transfers. And you see right here within the chart immediately. So the day the transfer is created, doesn't matter, Monday through Sunday, the funds are withdrawn immediately and the funds are delivered immediately. And now I've gone over information about deposits and withdrawals. Let's get into some information about fees and limits. There's going to be more information in the limit section than the fees section because with the Ivy Bank savings account, there is no monthly maintenance service fee, no monthly maintenance service charge, no monthly maintenance fee, whatever you want to call it. There's no fee for just having the account open. And you see that with some savings accounts, some checking accounts, a $2, $3 fee, $5 fee, $15 fee, $10 fee. And you have certain ways that you can get that fee waived and things like that, make you jump through a few hoops and things. But for the Ivy Bank savings account, none of that. No monthly maintenance fee at all. And so some of the other fees that may pertain to you if you do these services, a lot of people aren't going to do these services, so they won't ever see these fees. But in case you do some of these services or thinking about it, here are the fees for them. And first up here, you see domestic wire transfer. So that is a possibility to have with this account. You can have outgoing or incoming wire transfers, like I stated in the deposits and withdrawal section of the video. So for outgoing domestic wire transfers, that fee is going to be $25 per wire transfer. And then for incoming domestic wire transfers, there's no fee for that per wire transfer. So $0 for incoming wire transfers and $25 for outgoing wire transfers. And then other miscellaneous fees that may or may not pertain to you, depending if you do these services. If you want this, a copy of any document for your Ivy Bank savings account, you want a physical copy of it, is going to be $3. Levy processing, $75. The insufficient funds fee, NSF, or uncollected funds fee, is going to be $25. The research, if you want them to do some kind of in-depth research, forensics into your account, is going to be $25 per hour, including statement copies. And for stop payments, that's going to be $30 per stop payment. And for treasurer's check, like I was stating, that's one way to have withdrawals from your account is via treasurer's check. That's going to be $6 per treasurer's check. And now limits. You may be wondering, okay, how much can I transfer? How much can I withdraw? And so forth and so forth. What are your transfer limits with e-transfers or external transfers? That's going to be pretty much one of the main ways that people are going to transfer money to and from this account. So it's good to know the limits of that. So transfer limits will vary depending on when your external account was added in e-transfers. So whenever you link it via Plaid or putting in the actual bank account and writing account numbers and having it verified and everything. So below you will find the transfer limit information for accounts added more or less than 90 days ago. So for accounts added less than 90 days ago, days 1 through 90, the per transfer limit is going to be $250,000. The daily limit is going to be $250,000. The in process limit is going to be $250,000. Now, in process, as you see right here with the asterisk, refers to funds that have been initiated in a transfer and are currently pending withdrawal or delivery. Since transfers take 3 to 4 business days to process, customers who transfer the maximum amount of funds allowed must wait until after this initial period to initiate another transfer, meaning transfers in pending status will impact your available daily limit. All right, and your monthly inbound transfer limit for accounts added prior to 90 days is going to be $1 million. Okay, now outbound limits, making withdrawals from your account to another bank account. That per transfer limit is going to be $25,000. The daily limit is going to be $25,000. The in-process limit is going to be $25,000, and your monthly limit is going to be $100,000. So as you see right here, the limits for making deposits into your accounts are greater than the limits for making deposits from your accounts. So you can deposit more money into this bank account daily and monthly than you can making withdrawals from this Ivy bank account to other bank accounts. So just keep that in mind. You could, deposit $1 million in a month to this account for external accounts added less than 90 days ago, but you can only withdraw a monthly limit amount of $100,000 from this Ivy Bank savings account. And now for external bank accounts that were added more than 90 days ago. So you've had this account added for over 90 days linked, with Ivy Bank. Your inbound transfer limits are going to be the same as your inbound transfer limits for accounts that were added less than 90 days ago. So per transfer, $250,000, daily $250,000, in process $250,000, and monthly $1 million. Now, what makes this section different from accounts that were added less than 90 days is the outbound limit. So you can make a higher dollar amount of withdrawals from your Ivy Bank savings account to an external banking account that was added more than 90 days ago. So your outbound limits for making a withdrawal from Ivy Bank savings account to an account that was added more than 90 days ago per transfer is $100,000, daily limit is $100,000, in process is $100,000, and your monthly limit is $500,000. So as you see in this section, the dollar amounts depend on whether or not that external account was added more than 90 days ago or less than 90 days ago from when you're making the transfer. And then also it depends on if you're making an inbound transfer or an outbound transfer. So a deposit or a withdrawal. And now that section was for external transfers. So for internal transfers, you're making a deposit or withdrawal from your Ivy Bank savings account to another bank account with Ivy Bank. Your transaction limit is going to be your available balance, basically. So per transfer, any amount, your available balance, whatever is available for you to transfer is your limit for what you're able to transfer. So there's no daily or monthly limit. It's just basically how much you have in your account. That's how much you could transfer daily, monthly, however. So we've gone over external transfers, inbound and outbound. Now let's go over other types of transfer limits. So an inbound transfer mobile deposit is going to be $50,000 per item limit and $100,000 rolling 30-day limit. So each check you deposit is going to go within that 30-day limit. And so the mobile check deposit limit is going to be $50,000 per item limit. And sometimes they may split that up. I've deposited a pretty big check before in a savings account and checking accounts at other bank accounts, and they'll deposit the whole amount eventually, but they may do it in kind of like chunks and kind of sections. They'll do like half of it within their normal transfer, time frame, a day or two, business days, however, and then they'll do the rest the following days. So they don't say that on Ivy Bank right here, but it does state that they have a $50,000 per item limit. And then that $100,000 rolling 30-day limit basically is like, if you deposit, $10,000 checks, here and there or whatever, well, you have that $100,000 rolling limit in 30 days. So you have to pretty much wait till that 30 days restarts to get more, of a limit on your mobile check deposits. And so for inbound wire transfers, your wire transfer limit is going to be up to a maximum account balance of $1 million. So the most you can transfer from a wire transfer to your Ivy Bank savings account is going to be up to that maximum account balance. So your maximum account balance, as I stated, is $1 million. So you can't go over that amount in this account. Now, outbound transfers. We talked about external transfers for outbound transfers, but for domestic wire transfers, outbound is going to be $250,000 per wire is the limit. So that's the most you can make per wire transfer from your Ivy Bank savings account to another account via domestic wire transfer, $250,000 per wire. Now, very important when it comes to transfer limits, transactions. Now, transfers and withdrawals from Ivy Bank savings accounts are limited to a total of 6 per calendar month. So you can only have 6 transactions per calendar month with this Ivy Bank savings account. So that is something to definitely keep in mind when it comes to transfers and withdrawals. There is a limited total amount of 6 per calendar month. And when it comes to limits, Is there a maximum limit of amount of money you can have in this savings account with Ivy Bank? Yes, there is a maximum $1 million per account limit. Can't make a deposit of more than that amount. That's the cutoff. That's the maximum for this account is $1 million. And if you're wondering like, okay, what do I do with my money in my account? If I want to close the account, what's the process with that? Well, the information they give for closing your account is right here on this website. Basically, you're gonna have to call to get more information on that or send a message via the secure email through their online banking platform, because it states that for assistance with closing your account, please call us or send us a secure email through our online banking platform or mobile banking app. And now that I've gone over information about fees and limits for the Ivy Bank savings account, let's get into the mobile app review section. All right, now I'm in the mobile app review section of the video, and I'm going to go over some of the reviews and how the app looks for the Apple App Store and the Google Play App Store, starting here with the Apple App Store. So you see some screenshots here of how the app would look on your phone. You see how it's laid out. Got some options on the bottom right there, as you see, and right here they're doing a check deposit and a transfer right there. In the description, not much in the description, just says, a few things about the app: check account balances and transactions, activate quick balance, log in using Face or Touch ID, deposit checks with a snap of a picture using mobile deposit. And I talked about that more in the deposits and withdrawal sections. And then requirements of the device. So down here at the reviews, see 148 ratings, 4.7 stars out of 5. Right here on the website description for the app, see a 3-star rating: needs to move funds faster. A simple fund transfer could take over 6 full days. So yeah, that is a long time. I talked about fund availability and how long it takes in the deposits and withdrawal section, and they state it could take like 4 business days for an external transfer, and this right here 6 full days. Maybe they're including the weekend, so 4 business days plus the weekend, which isn't a business day. Maybe made a deposit on a Thursday or something. I'm not sure exactly about this review. I mean, it could be something totally different. Who knows? But yeah, 3-star review right there. And next review, you see a 1-star, and it says, beware of undisclosed transfer limits. And I talked about transfer limits in the fee and limit section of the video, so you could check that out if you haven't, or go back to that section if you want to see, what the limits are for transfers. But this 1-star rating right here also says that the app feels like just a mobile browser. Not sure how they can call this an app. So I do see that sometimes with apps is you pull it up the app and you just see like this looks like a mobile app version of their website, not really like a fully featured, fledged app and everything. So you get that sometimes when people want to rush a, app to the app store to like, hey, what's the quickest way we can do this? Let's just, pare down our website and put it on the app store. Yeah, so you could do that, or you can make like a dedicated full app for the, your actual company, your business, your, whatever it is you're having an app for. So it just depends right there. I haven't used this app personally, but you can see some screenshots, kind of see how it looks. Not a lot going on with it, but for a high yield savings account, maybe you don't want a lot of features. You just want that high yield, the FDIC insurance and things like that. But yeah, this person right here did not like how the app was. I'm going to pull up the app on the App Store, and now I have the app pulled up on the App Store on my iPhone right here, and I see the same screenshot, so same 3 screenshots right there. I'm gonna go down to the ratings to see if there's any other reviews for this app. So I see actually the 2 reviews right there that I read to you already, I showed you on the screen on the website. So still 148 ratings, 4.7 stars out of 5 on the App Store. I'm going to change this to, let's see, right now some most helpful. Let's go to most favorable, nothing, same thing. Most critical, okay, same 2 reviews. They just kind of changed the order of it. And most recent, same 2 reviews. So not a lot of actual written reviews for this app. Most people give it 5 stars and then 4 stars, but there's only like 2 written reviews for this app. I'm going to go to more on this 1-star rating right here, see what else they say. They say bigger problem is the undisclosed transfer limits. Nowhere in the account opening disclosure tells you limits on transfers. Incoming 6,000 daily, 25 to say monthly, outgoing 25 monthly. And like I said, I go over the limits for transfers more in the fees and limits section, so you can check that out. And what I'm talking about in my video is as of July 2024. This review is from a year ago, so just keep that in mind. And they say this is totally unacceptable to not disclose at account opening. We'll file BBB complaint, but please beware. So they did not like the transfer limits with this account. So that's something to check out. If that's something that's going to affect you, definitely check out that section of the video if you skipped it, or go back to it, or you can check out the information on the website. Go to where I went for the video if you want to see it, or you can pause the video, however you want to do that. But yeah, transfer limits are something to keep in mind. Some people transfer a lot of money. Some people don't transfer that much, so they don't need to worry about that, or it doesn't concern them. But something to keep in mind with an account. So yeah, now that's the Apple App Store. I'm going to go over to the Google Play App Store. So here's the app on the Google Play App Store. They have a few more screenshots here. Let's see, pretty much looks the same on the Apple App Store as it does on the Google Play App Store. It looks like they have the check deposit screenshot right there with the front and back of the check, transfers, and this is like a tablet version screenshots right here. So description's pretty much the same as the Apple App Store description. Let's go to the reviews and ratings. So for the Ivy Bank app on the Google Play App Store, we have 35 reviews, Average star rating is 3.6 stars out of 5, so a lower rating than the Apple App Store, mostly 5-star, and then after that, mostly 1-star, so that is definitely different. Let's look at some of the reviews here. 1-star, terrible app. It says, sorry, we're experiencing technical difficulties. Please try again later. Issue needs to be fixed. This was back in April 2024. So this person is very upset with how the app keeps giving them errors. Next review, 5-star, very easy to use. Only issues using camera on phone for mobile deposit of your check. Void appears on the check in the photo. 5-star review right there, but they didn't like the mobile deposit section that much. Next review is the 1-star, external transfers rarely available, and the connection error, refused. Reviews, going to see all reviews right here to see any more of them. So let's see, another 5-star review right here. So nice that this bank has simple, responsive mobile app that one can use for mobile deposits. They like the mobile deposit section right there. 5-star review right here. Bank is good, great rates. Now APY interest rate is definitely great for sure. And 1-star right here, can't get on. They must be having an error logging in. Another one, can't get on. 5-star review, nice. 5-star review, good. 1-star review sucks. So yeah, very much ranges 1-star or 5-star with the reviews. Either and right here with these reviews. Either good, nice, they like it, or horrible, sucks, errors, can't transfer, things like that. So something to keep in mind with that. Not a lot of reviews. So yeah, not a real popular, well-known bank, Ivy Bank. I didn't know about them until I was doing some research for one of my top savings accounts ranked by APY videos, and then I noticed that high rate, on their savings account. They got in my list, so I did some more research on them, and looked in more detail about the bank itself and the account, and verified that it was legit with the FDIC insurance and everything. And so that's how I found out about them. I don't know anybody personally that uses Ivy Bank, but just something to keep in mind. If you want to check it out, maybe not put that much money into it, see how you like it, things like that. So yeah, that's the mobile app review section of the video. Now let's get into actually opening an account with Ivy Bank. The eligibility requirements. So now I'm in the opening the account with Ivy Bank section about the eligibility requirements in case you're wanting to actually open an account with them, seeing what you may need, what are some of the requirements to open an account with Ivy Bank for this high yield savings account. And here they state what you'll need to apply. They say that you must be 18 years or older and a United States resident, excluding California. So you could be a resident in any state in the United States except California. So yeah, they don't really say why they're excluding, residents of California. The headquarters for the bank that's over Ivy Bank is in, I believe, Massachusetts. I'll get more to that in the about section. But yeah, so you can be a resident of any state in the United States except California. Also, what you'll need to apply is a social security number, an email address and phone number, and the opening deposit. So you'll need to fund your account with another bank. So an external transfer from another bank to your new Ivy Bank savings account, that $2,500 minimum initial deposit. And they state if you have a security freeze on your credit report, you must temporarily lift the freeze to allow us to run the necessary verifications to evaluate your application. And applying for this account will not affect your credit score. So I looked this up on their website. They state that this inquiry will not impact your credit score. If you have an identity theft security freeze on your consumer report, we will not be able to run the necessary verifications to evaluate your application and open your account. So it's pretty much a standard thing with the bank accounts. They run kind of like a soft pull for your information to verify your identity and things like that. And they need to see some information for you. Make sure what you're entering in the system for the application is correct. So a soft pull won't affect your credit score, but it's something they notate on their website. So they're just saying right here, just kind of making you aware if you have a freeze on your consumer report and credit agency, that they may not be able to run the necessary verifications to open your new account with Ivy Bank. So it's something to keep in mind there. And I'm going to just go to the new applicant section just to see what the first steps are for applying for the account is. And here you see which account you're applying for. They have two accounts you can apply for, the high yield savings account or the certificate of deposit account. So there's the high yield savings. Let's go ahead and apply for it. I'm not really actually going to apply for it. I have enough high yield savings accounts right now, although the 5.30% is nice, especially with that guarantee until September 30th and knowing that they've extended that before in the past. So here you see this section. Just wanted some basic information, name, email address, phone number. And once again, stating applicants who are California residents are not eligible for an Ivy Bank account. U.S. Patriot Act, typical things with opening up a bank account. So it looks pretty standard, normal so far with opening an account and the information they require. So that's it with the eligibility section for Ivy Bank high yield savings account. Let's get into more information about Ivy Bank itself. So Ivy Bank itself is an online bank, and they are backed by Cambridge Savings Bank, which they state is a well-established community bank that has been helping customers improve their financial well-being since 1834 throughout the greater Boston area. So that is the bank that's pretty much over Ivy Bank. You see this a lot sometimes with these online banks that have just, online, they don't have a physical presence or anything. Sometimes they're underneath like a more well-known established bank that's been around for years or decades or hundreds of years. And that's the case with Ivy Bank and Cambridge Savings Bank. So they have that relationship going on. So when I talked about the FDIC insurance in the main feature section of the video, and I showed you their FDIC insurance on the FDIC website, you saw Cambridge Savings Bank. That's why you see that and you don't see Ivy Bank as a name, because their FDIC insurance at Ivy Bank is through Cambridge Savings Bank. So that's technically who's holding your money. When you have an online account with Ivy Bank, yes, your account, your login and everything is through Ivy Bank. The rate is what Ivy Bank says, not what Cambridge Savings Bank says for their savings accounts. You're getting all that for Ivy Bank. However, the actual funds and everything and the FDIC insurance are pretty much held underneath Cambridge Savings Bank. So that sometimes can make people feel a little bit more secure and safe, knowing like, okay, I'm dealing with this online bank who hasn't been around that long, but they're underneath a more well-established known bank. And that's the case with Ivy Bank, because Ivy Bank was just opened, I believe, just back in 2021. It states right here on this press release that Cambridge Savings Bank launches new digital-only division, Ivy Bank. And this was on July 15, 2021. And they stated, Cambridge Savings Bank, a full-service mutual bank with a customer-first approach and more than $5 billion in assets, is pleased to announce the launch of Ivy Bank, a digital-only division of Cambridge Savings Bank that offers user-friendly, high-interest rates, exceptional digital experiences, and personalized service. Backed by CSB, an FDIC-insured financial institution with a 187-year history of financial stability and success. So that's what I was talking about right there. So you see it right there in the print as well. And for Cambridge Savings Bank, their headquarters is in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And I'm going to get into the contact section for Ivy Bank so you can see how you can contact them for more information. So they have their hours of operation Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and close on Sundays. There's their phone number. They have a live chat feature right here where they can chat with a member of their team during business hours. And they have email. There's their email right there. If you want to send a secure email, you can do that while you're actually enrolled online through your account at the secure email option from the navigation bar. And they also have a mailing address right there. So there's where you can, mail your deposits to if you want to, or anything, to Ivy Bank in Waltham, Massachusetts. And with Ivy Bank and Cambridge Savings Bank, if for some reason you had a bank account with both or wanted a bank account with both, they say that you can, of course, bank with both Ivy Bank and Cambridge Savings Bank. However, you will not be able to access your Ivy Bank accounts using the Cambridge Savings Bank's online or mobile banking platforms and vice versa. So you can't use Cambridge Savings online or mobile app to access Ivy Bank accounts. And in the case of having an account with both of them, that is something to keep in mind with the FDIC insurance, because they would combine your account amounts for the purpose of calculating the FDIC insurance limit. So that $250,000 limit, if you had like $200,000 at Cambridge Savings Bank and $100,000 at Ivy Bank, then that would not say you would be insured up to $300,000. You're still going to be only insured up to $250,000 because you've met that cap, and that extra $50,000 you have at the accounts, combined, would not be under that FDIC insurance. So just something to keep in mind there. The FDIC insurance limit is for the combined accounts at Ivy Bank and Cambridge Savings Bank if you have an account with both. If you don't, then you don't have to worry about that part. All right, and that is it with my review and overview video of the Ivy Bank High Yield Savings Account. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more insights on financial products like the Ivy Bank Savings Account. If you have any questions or thoughts, comments, or concerns, definitely leave them down below in the comment section if you'd like. And remember, making smart financial decisions starts with staying informed. Until next time, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.